The Crusades were a series of religious and military campaigns initiated by the Latin Church in the medieval period, primarily between the 11th and 13th centuries. The stated objective of the Crusades was to reclaim Jerusalem and other holy sites in the Near East that had fallen under Muslim control. However, the motivations behind the Crusades were complex and multifaceted, encompassing religious zeal, socio-political pressures, and economic incentives. One of the key triggers for the Crusades was the call for help from the Byzantine Emperor Alexios I Komnenos, who, facing increased pressure from Seljuk Turks, requested military assistance from Western Europe. Pope Urban II responded with a call to arms at the Council of Clermont in 1095, framing the Crusades as a pilgrimage with the added promise of absolution and eternal salvation for those who participated. This religious framing provided a powerful incentive for knights and peasants alike. The First Crusade 1096–1099 was notably more successful than later campaigns, culminating in the capture of Jerusalem in 1099 and the establishment of several Crusader states. However, subsequent crusades struggled to achieve similar success. The Second Crusade 1147–1149 ended in failure, and while the Third Crusade 1189–1192 saw notable figures such as Richard the Lionheart come to prominence, it ultimately did not achieve its primary objective of recapturing Jerusalem. The Fourth Crusade 1202–1204 deviated significantly from its initial goal, resulting instead in the sacking of Constantinople, a Christian city, which deepened the schism between the Eastern Orthodox and Roman Catholic churches. Beyond their immediate military outcomes, the Crusades had significant and lasting impacts on both Europe and the Near East. In Europe, the Crusades stimulated economic activity, leading to increased trade with the East and the growth of port cities like Venice and Genoa. They also contributed to the centralization of political power, as monarchs gained prestige and authority by participating in or supporting the Crusades. In the Near East, the Crusades exacerbated existing tensions between different religious and ethnic groups, contributing to a legacy of mistrust and conflict that echoed through the centuries. The Crusades also had cultural and intellectual repercussions, facilitating the transfer of knowledge, technology, and ideas between the Islamic world and Europe. Despite their failure to establish long-term Christian control over the Holy Land, the Crusades remain a seminal chapter in the history of the medieval world.